Ooh, a handicap game. I actually hate playing handicap games. Um, I'm actually just not very good at them is the problem. Um, yeah, I'm really not very good at handicap games. I don't really know why you would make that move, but I'm just gonna go ahead and do this. If he does that and I do this, then I definitely get like, yeah, then I'm definitely like getting advantage here. It's not a good move. I mean, yes, but no at the same time. If I come up, I think you can just do this, right? Might just be better to go on top and take the corner, but I don't really want him to take that one. Yeah, I don't think this favors him because it is Gote for him. And I'm not going to answer that. I'm just going to come up here. That's not a good move. And this is like way too small for this. And he's way too scrunched up. He is far too scrunched up for this. I will take that trade again any day of the week. Actually, I'm just going to go over this time. I feel like this is like even a worse result for him. I should do this first, actually. That was my mistake. Really, really do not like handicap games. If he does this, I can just go on the bottom. He's made a lot of mistakes in this handicap game. I don't really play handicap games that often. I just don't like them very much. I really don't. Yeah, this is pretty critical to do this. And that ladder doesn't actually work over there. So we keep doing this. Because if he does... That's the other option. I can just take these, but that would trap this in here, which I don't want. I think I'm just going to connect. And that puts him in a big, big bind in terms of like what to actually do. I'm gonna block. There's still stuff in here that he can't really do much with. That's fine. Okay, I can't cover that, but I do have to extend out, I guess. I do not like playing handicap games. I don't think that's smart because that actually reduces his liberties by 1. And I'm definitely not a fan of doing that right now. Definitely would not be a fan of doing that if I was him right now. Because I'm basically straight up trying to kill this in here. Ups. No, he's very, very tight on liberties. He can't actually do that. He's incredibly tight on liberties. Yeah, he essentially just died. Because he has like 2 liberties in there. He can't do anything. He just gave this up. It's way too much to give up. And I'm not going to answer that because that's not worth answering right now. Because, I mean, he can't... There's nothing he can do to me. So I'm just going to attack this corner here. Like, this is basically mine. Should actually watch Michael Redmond. So the thing about the thing about OGS is people do tend to play by the Josekis more in OGS, whereas in Fox, like people tend to just want to fight like all the freaking time. They want to fight as much as possible in Fox. That's a completely useless move. Because remember, this is dead up here, and that doesn't really help him. I think I'm just going to do this. I'll let him come out. It's fine, but... That's actually a really bad move, because I'm not going to answer that. I just wanted to block this side off, really. As long as I basically establish a base over here, it's fine for me. I really don't know what he plans on doing, but whatever it is, it's not going to work. That's not a bad move, though. So I have 4 liberties here. He has 3 here, so I'm going to ignore him. So he's giving up so... He's honestly just giving up so many sente. He's realistically giving up so many damn sente that it's just... That's what's going to... I'm going to take this. That's what's going to kill him in the end. He's giving up way too many sentes. I mean, wrapping me here is useless. I guess he gets those 2 connects, which is cool, but wrapping me there isn't that useless. It isn't that useful at all. But just trap him in. I need to be careful, though.
You have won.
Yay, he resigned. And you can see my win rate here, white 98.4%. So this was basically lack of fighting skill, lack of shape recognition, and also like giving up just way too many centes, not counting your liberties, giving up too many centes, and that's how I won this handicap game. Once again, I actually hate like playing handicap games because I'm not as good at taking advantage of the opponents unless they really, really mess up. I don't know how high I can actually rise on OGS. I have found out that OGS in the upper SDKs, I can lose if I just am not paying attention too much. Unlike like the upper SDKs on Fox, I can basically win no matter what I'm doing. You can just like haphazardly play stones on the board and I can usually win almost like every time. I actually have to be somewhat careful. I've actually lost a couple of games in the upper SDKs here. I actually have to be somewhat careful with like 1 and 2 Qs on OGS because if I screw up too much, they will actually exploit it, take advantage of me, and actually win the game. So essentially, this thing here, let's actually just go back to the beginning of the game and review this handicap game. I don't play too many handicap games. But, you know, OGS doesn't have as many players as Fox, and sometimes it's really hard for them to find me a good match. So there, he plays this. That's not a good move. All right, you already have the 2 stone advantage, so you would just go with the Joseki, you know, like just honestly just go with the Joseki. There's no reason you wouldn't go with the Joseki here. And then you have the Sente and take this corner. You have a massive lead at this point, and this does not actually diminish your lead. You have 3 corners, you already have the 4th corner, and I'm still way, way behind. Doing something like, honestly, doing something like this is really wasteful because this is not a good extension. There's not that much ice space down here, and you're basically giving me this free hit. And if you extend up here, that means this is very, very small, and you're limited by this stone. So I go here. that doesn't make any sense at all. I mean, there's so many ways I can answer. I can just come up if I really want to, and that would be fine. And you'd be left like with, you'd have to answer somehow, and then I would basically just either try to attack your group here, or I would just, you know, Hane, or I could possibly even take Sente and just take this corner. So you're leaving me with a lot of options here. Like this bump is not a good move in my opinion. I go down there. That's actually not a good move for me. I probably should have just like gone up here, honestly, or something like that. That's actually not a very good move for me. He does this, I do this, does this, I connect, he connects, I do this, he does this. Of course, that's not a very good move because either extending this or I think just connecting is a lot better of a move. He does this, I Hane, he does that, I do that, he takes. Now, I get Sente here now because my group's no longer a threat. This is not big enough, so I'm going to take this corner here. He does this, I do that. This is a really bad move again. He's just basically repeating the same mistake in the corner. And you can see his win, his win rate percentage is going down a little bit slowly. He comes up, I do this, he does the same thing, but I go over this time. And he does this. Now, this is actually worse than him than this, for him than this. Like, yes, he can gain a little bit of territory on me. That was probably a bad move. I probably should have just done this or something. Yeah, this was definitely a bad move. Or I could have just, like, you know, done this or something. Probably should have just done that, actually, and taken the outside territory. This is not a good move. I Hane down. He does that. You can see my percentages winning just went down again. So that's definitely not, like... that's definitely not a good sequence for me. And then I'm going to attack here. Doing that is not very good. There's not much potential over here. So, I mean, there's not much potential over there. So either just like take this and allow me to do this. And then like you have free reign over here, do something like this. And that's a much better result. Doing this and trying to start a fight here is not a very good idea. I'm going to do this on double. He does this. That's Sente for me because I can always just take on the bottom. If he cuts here, I can just go down here. So I'm going to do this, jump up. He's going to do that, which to me doesn't make too much sense. I mean, obviously when I do this, I'm definitely aiming like to cut these two off. So you would definitely do something like this, have me connect, and then do something like this. And if you want to attack, this way, this is a much better attack because I don't have a base on either side, and this would put me in a very, very hard bind. So that's how you should actually play. But he does this. He does this. I'm going to cut immediately. He does this. I'm going to take the bottom route. Does that. I'm going to connect. You know, like I could actually just choose this, but the thing is, like, then he would actually have this. And this would be somewhat problematic. I don't know how this fight comes out, actually. I don't think it favors me. Like, if he just connects. I don't think this actually favors me, and I don't want to give up these stones. I mean, I could do this, but I really don't want to, because he gets the first one. Because he actually gets the first Ko, and that's just not very good for me. So, I don't know. Like, I absolutely have to do this, I think. I don't actually, I mean, like, that I would win, obviously, but yeah, like, this is hard for me, because, like, this is actually pretty hard for me, because I have to block here, otherwise he lives over here, so I would actually be dead in here, so that's a big problem for me. So, like, I didn't want that kind of result. I really didn't want that kind of result, right? So here, I'm just gonna charge and disconnect and plow on the bottom. Gonna connect here, he does this. Gonna do this, and then this is like this cut honestly is a really really tricky situation for him. He does this. I don't think that's the best way to do this. I don't know actually what the best way to handle this actually is, but there is some Aji in here, but I wouldn't be too fast to fix it because I have problems out here. So he does this, I do this, he does this. I'm gonna connect. And this might have not been the best. I mean, like, he does have to fix this in here, but this might not have been the best time because that actually lets me do this. And that's definitely a wrong move. Like, when I do this, I don't know, you might just want to jump. You definitely might just want to jump out here Because realistically, like, I mean, this isn't bad for you. And I'm still not really alive here. So that's probably what you want to do. Because, like, I think he's just way too concerned with, like, preserving his 5 points down here. And that's really not worth it. So that wouldn't be a good play for me anyway. So he actually does this. That's a very, very bad move. You can see, like, that loses him a ton of points. I'm going to do this. He's going to connect. I don't know what I should do here, actually. Maybe just, like, go ahead and do this or something. I don't know. But, like, he's going to connect. And then I'm going to come out here. Now, if this was actually connected, this would just be dead. But he does that. I'm going to do this. He's gonna. That's not a very good move. That helps me connect. And essentially, he does that. I do this. He does this. And now, like, you see his winning percentage is going, like, way, way down. I do this. That's not a good move because it gives me this extend. You essentially would probably do this, is my guess. Yeah, you would. This is a much, much better move. This is actually a much, much better move. And this is a better outcome because I'm still weak here and you still, and this is still not that great. So this is a much better outcome for him. But he makes a huge mistake in making this move. I connect out. And now you see his, like, my percentage of winning goes way, way up because, like, this is basically dead at this point. He does this. That's also a really bad move. And the reason that's a really bad move is because it wastes 1 liberty of yours. And liberties are freaking crucial here. Liberties are crucial. He jumps. I'm going to charge and disconnect. This is not going to do anything because you only have 1 liberty here. Even if you do this and I just do... actually, no, that wouldn't work because you could actually do that. And that would actually force me to go ahead and do this. So that might actually have been the play for him. Like, so watch out for something like this. Like, when I charge, you don't actually have to connect. Because if you connect, you're dead anyways. When I charge, you can just kind of do this, and you have the ladder here. Taking these 3 is well good enough. I would probably just go ahead and do this. But, like, taking these 3 is a lot better than the result that he actually got. Yes, you sacrificed this, but those were going to die anyway, so. But what he did was... He does this, and now this is completely dead. And I'm way ahead now just on that one fight. So, realistically, I probably would have done this. I would have probably 100% done this. You can try to do this, but this isn't going to really work. This really isn't going to really work for you. Because you don't have enough liberty. So, he's basically dead in here anyways. Once I cap. So, he does that. I basically do this. He does this. I connect. He does this, and this is actually not a great move because I don't have to respond to this. So you're giving up Sente once again. He gives up Sente, and I do that. That's also a useless move because obviously, like, I probably should have just done this, honestly. Because if he does this, it's still dead. If he does... He can't really do anything else, so that move is completely useless. I do this, it's going to go down, do that. This is a tough situation for him. If it were me, I would probably do this or something. But he Hanes, which means I can ignore that as well and just improve my base down here, right? So that's another point he actually lost on. A lot of these smaller mistakes and this huge mistake here basically is what led to his eventual defeat. He does this. I'm going to solidify my base down here because he can't really do anything to these stones. I'm going to solidify my base down here. He's going to do that. Obviously, that's not going to work. Now I'm going to come out here. He does this, but the problem with this move is it's actually Gote. The problem with this move is actually Gote. Because he has 4 liberties, and this only has 3. So I'm just going to completely ignore this and take the stone. That probably wasn't the most efficient move. I probably could have just, like, moved out here or probably solidified this. He does this, and of course I do this. He does that. I don't really know. Like, what if he actually just did this? I guess this would... I mean, I don't think this would actually work. No, it doesn't actually work. I don't think this actually works because that's just too many liberties, I think. I don't know. What if he just does this? Can I actually live here? I'm actually not. Yeah, I can live here. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is. I'm actually pretty sure this is alive. And yeah, there's really no way he can. I don't think he can kill me in here. Maybe he can. I don't really know. Not really sure if he can kill me in here. I don't really know. Yeah, maybe he can actually. Yeah, he might be able to on that, but I'm probably miscalculating something here on this. Yeah, I don't actually like if he does this. I don't actually have to connect. Oh yeah, no, he did do that. I just did that. Yes. So yeah, and that's like basically game. He can't really kill me down here, and that's essentially game because he can try, I guess. I don't think he can kill me down here because there's really not much he can do. I mean, that's an easy way to just kind of live, you know. There's really not much he can do. Like, this is alive, and at this point, he's basically completely lost. He doesn't have much territory. I have this down here. I have this over here. And he didn't kill this group. If he killed this group, that would have been game. I actually don't really know how this works out. Like, if he did this first, this actually might be more troublesome, but then I can also just do this, I guess. And that doesn't really work for him. So yeah, it kind of sucks for him because it doesn't work. I'm alive down here. So yeah, that's how he lost the game. Basically giving up a lot of centes here, screwing up royally on this, and then like giving up a cente over here. So gotta count the liberties, don't give up the centes. And the thing is, like in a handicap game, as long as you don't make any mistakes, and in a handicap game for black, as long as you don't make any serious mistakes, you're going to win the game. So don't play I wouldn't really play moves that are extremely aggressive that would actually land you in the mistake zone, because that's how white actually gains an advantage. If you just played the regular Josekis, it's actually really, really hard for white to win. Like, Katago is much, much stronger than the best human players out there. But even if he gives me a decent handicap, like 4 stones, 5 stones, I can actually win, because Katago like basically tries to play the right way with all the Josekis and the theories, and that doesn't work in a handicap game. As long as I don't screw up too much times and give him like a huge group, I can just generally win. Even like in a 4-stone handicap against like, you know, a player that's way better than like a 9-dan pro, because Katago doesn't really know how to take advantage of people that way. So the thing is, like, I didn't really have to work that hard in this game, because he started off by making a mistake in this corner and then making a mistake over here and then making mistakes over here. He tried to get really fancy with it. He tried to get really fancy with me. And when you get really fancy with a stronger player, you tend to lose a lot of things. So if you're ever in a tournament, setting and you're playing a handicap game and you're black, don't try too many fancy moves. Go with the regular Josekis, because those are even trades. And if he just lets you get even trades, he's not going to beat you. But anyways, you can see what kind of mistakes the 4Q made here, and that actually allowed me to win the game. So hope you enjoyed this. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button, and I will be back tomorrow.